Melanie, aka Princess Ninja, aka the Keto Critic, and I'm here to do my Halloween tags. I was tagged by Ketogenic Kim and Craig and Sue at Grey Wolf Fitness, and right now my dogs are ready to eat me. Grey Wolf Fitness has an 8-question Halloween tag, and one of the questions is scary movies. And Ketogenic Kim tagged me in 3 top scary movies, so I figured I would combine both videos into one, and here goes nothing. I'm going to put the links to both of their channels below because both of them are amazing YouTubers. I love Craig and Sue for their fun, their silly antics. Sue is Craig's wife and camera person, and the exchanges between them are quite comical. While Craig does a great job in motivating people to exercise, get strong, physical fitness, he does a lot of fun tags, and I just love the interaction between Craig and Sue. Ketogenic Kim is struggling with some ailments, some medical ailments that really prevent her from being able to go 100% at some of the things that she would love to be 100% at. But what I love the most about Ketogenic Kim is she never gives up, she never quits, and she never uses excuses. I just love her spirit. I love her soul. She's a great keto inspiration. So if you haven't checked her out yet, check her out on the link below. And let's get started with the 8 questions. The first question is, what is my favorite trick-or-treat or Halloween candy? The first one was the Smarties, and if you don't know what Smarties are, they're kind of like the candies that come in a Pez dispenser. They're a chalky, they're sweet, almost like sweet tarts. They were kind of like the first sweet tarts, but I love them, and they came in the little roll, and I used to love me some Smarties. The second was chocolate. I mean, who can go wrong with chocolate? As long as it wasn't that cheap, generic chocolate that tasted like flavored wax, I was good with it. But one of my favorite candy bars was the 1,000 Grand. What was my least favorite Halloween question is question 2. And I got to tell you that I am not a huge fan of black licorice. Can't stand it. Can't stand the taste of it. I mean, even at Easter time, I know that has nothing to do with Halloween, but even at Easter time, I used to pick out every black jelly bean out of the jelly bean bowl and give it to my brother. Could not stand black licorice. Least favorite candy. The next question is, what is my most memorable costume? Well, I gotta tell you, I mean, I vaguely remember a couple that I felt really good in, but we made all of our own costumes. So we either like went as a hobo, so we would like make our face look dirty, and we'd wear one of my dad's big old flannel t-shirts and a pair of jeans and some ratty shoes, and we'd mess up our hair and kind of go as a hobo. It was like a fail-safe costume. The next one, of course, as I got a little bit older, was going as like a punk rock star. I do remember one particular year that even with shoulder length hair, I managed the coolest mohawk thanks to some Aquanet. This was all back in the 80s, so, you know, don't hold it against me, but I do remember that. I don't think I have a most memorable. All of them were pretty decent, and like I said, we just kind of created our own costumes. We didn't get store-bought. Okay, so we used to go all out. We used to have lights, we used to have the doorway decorated, we used to have scary whoa music going on in the background. And I used to spend about $50, $60 in Halloween candy, and I didn't skimp. I didn't buy the cheap stuff. I bought the primo stuff. And I used to dress up and hand it out. But now that we live here, it's mostly retirees. There's nobody that's got kids coming down, and we live at the end of the street, which is a little dark, at the bottom of the hill, so not a lot of street lights out here, and so I don't think it's real welcoming to trick-or-treaters, but we used to. We don't anymore, but we used to. Please don't toilet paper my house. So the next question is, do we like scary Halloween or do we like fun Halloween? I like a little bit of both. While I love scary Halloween for like the teenagers, love to scare the crap out of them, it breaks my heart when a little kid goes running down the driveway screaming and crying to his mom, because, you know, I remember what it was like the first time I got really scared at a haunted house. Wasn't good. It ruined me forever. I'm telling you, it totally changed the human being that I am today. So I don't like scaring little kids. The problem is that some parents can't identify right away, wait a minute, this may not be age appropriate, and they traumatize their kids all the time. So I don't want to be part of that negativity. What are my favorite things about fall/autumn? Well, here in Florida, we don't get much of a temperature change. We're talking about the difference between summer and fall, maybe being 10 degrees on any given day, a little less humidity. What I like is the colors. As you can see by the tapestry behind me, as you can see in some of the videos in my house, I am a fall color palette, which means I love the golds and the garnets, the beautiful browns and the chocolates and the mauves. I just love fall colors. That is what I'm always attracted to as far as room decor. I love those colors, so I'd have to say that the colors of fall are my favorite things about fall. Do you like apple cider, hot or cold? Well, if I'm going to drink apple cider, it's definitely going to be for a holiday, a special occasion, but I like warm mulled cider. I actually like my apple cider warmed up with a nice cinnamon stick in it. And this, question number 8 from Grey Wolf Fitness. Now I'm going to separate the questions. Grey Wolf's tag from Ketogenic Kim's tag. But number 8 has to do with Ketogenic Kim's tag, and that is, what is your favorite Halloween movie? Here is where I'm combining the two tags. Ketogenic Kim's tag was your 3 top Halloween movies. Grey Wolf Fitness is what is your 1 favorite Halloween movie, but there's no way I can pick just 3. So I've decided to do a couple different categories because there are different types of scare. The very first scary movie that has nothing to do with Halloween that traumatized me as a child was Jaws. It would have to be Jaws. I was like 5 when I saw that movie and it ruined me. To this day, I'm scared to death of sharks. No kidding, scared to death. There was a short period of time after I was shown Jaws that I wouldn't even go in our swimming pool. Because all my brother had to do was start going dun 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 dun. And I thought for sure that the shark was gonna come through the pool pump and eat me. The next biggest Halloween type scary movie would have been Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. For you younger YouTubers that are watching this, please understand we didn't have the special effects and the gore that you did. I'm just working with what we had. And I gotta tell you that that was the first movie that I had nightmares about. I actually, because of Nightmare on Elm Street, I could jump clear from my door, the threshold of my bedroom door, to my bed without ever hitting the floor. And you better bet I was looking under my bed before I went to sleep. Never hung my arm over the side. Nope, never did it. The next big type of Halloween movie that just creeps me out has anything to do with a Ouija board. I won't even allow a Ouija board in my house. I won't allow it, I won't allow it, I won't allow it. Ouija boards scare the hell out of me, and any movie that has anything to do with summoning demons into this world. Like some of the people that occupy world is not scary enough. Let's bring some demons in, okay? No Ouija boards, no Ouija boards, no Ouija boards. Another scary, horrifying movie would be Final Destination. I will never forget watching that for the first time. That was such a horrifying movie. The gore and the real life scenarios, that was pretty intense for me. The other movie I hated was The Hills Have Eyes. The Hills Have Eyes was horrible. I watched that movie like this. Jeepers Creepers was another film that horrified me. Do you know that that was filmed not very far from where I live? As a matter of fact, it was like less than a half-hour drive from here. Another movie, when we go back a little older, of course, is Jack Nicholson in The Shining. That was scary. Of course, anytime today that I hear the I fully expect that I'm going to be hacked to death with some kind of sharp object. Turistas. Turistas, the very first Turistas frightened me to death. The very first Hostel was so gory, couldn't watch it. Couldn't finish watching it, never finished watching it. And of course, then there's Saw. So if I had to pick one, I couldn't. There's just too many. There's too many of them that impacted me and scarred me somewhere emotionally inside my delicate being. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tag. Once again, please don't take offense to it, Craig, Sue, and Kim. I combined the two because I didn't have time to do 2 different Halloween tags, but I wanted to participate because I love your channels. I love what you're doing. Keep creating content. You keep being a ninja, I'm gonna keep being a ninja, and we will ninja this.